Welcome to the Savvy Woman Show. I'm Catherine Magana here with Rachel Ivanovich from Savvy Woman Wealth Management. And the Savvy Woman Show is dedicated to helping women learn about money, life in general. We interview female entrepreneurs, advocates, and authors. We want to hear real life stories, and we want to empower our female investors and clients. So today we have a special guest with us. We're honored to have with us Michele Amoranto, a business owner from Bio1 from Oceanside. So welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is quite an honor. Thank you.
Welcome.
So, Michele, you have a really interesting background in business. Could you please share your story a little bit with our audience today? How and why you're so passionate about your career?
Sure. Well, I didn't start out being a business owner. I went to school to be an elementary school teacher.
Oh, really?
So that was my first passion, when I was growing up.
Did you have a particular grade that you were thinking
elementary.
about? Elementary, okay.
For sure. So I taught like kindergarten, first, second, third for about 15 years.
Okay.
So off and on, I'm blessed to be the mother of 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
So I took some time off to have them and raise them, and decided after going back to work full-time, because I'd worked part-time, full-time during that time period, I wanted to change. I'd gone through breast cancer, and as we were speaking about it before, and I just wanted a new direction, something different. Wanted to challenge myself. Both my husband and I, actually. My husband is also a teacher, a high school teacher.
Okay, interesting.
In Oceanside at El Camino High School. So he is still currently teaching.
Okay.
But we decided, we want to try the entrepreneurial lifestyle. We weren't quite sure.
Were your kids grown at this point?
They were, our kids range in age. Let's see. I had some in elementary school, some in junior high, and one in high school, I think.
That's a courageous move.
Yes.
To
so
leave
they were
a
little older, and so they could take care of themselves somewhat. But so that's kind of why we waited as well. My best job is obviously being a mother, number one. But then teaching was second, and then, like I said, after I had breast cancer. Both my husband and I were like, maybe this is the time for a change for our family. And so we didn't start out doing Bio1. We went into the food business first.
Oh, okay.
So we sold cupcakes in the Carlsbad Mall. We connected with a local baker from Little Cupcake Kitchen bakery in downtown Vista. Did that for a little while, and then we had an opportunity to partner again and open up, or take over, I should say, the bakeries inside of Gelson's Markets here in Carlsbad and La Costa, as well as the Gelson's in Del Mar. So we did that for a couple years and just decided, we had run its course, and we just decided, we want to be the sole owners of a business.
So was that?
I was going to say probably a good experience.
franchise?
We learned so much from everything we've done.
From every aspect.
Yes, from every aspect. Like, we've worn all the hats a business owner can wear.
What was one big mistake that you think that you guys made that other business owners should be aware of? That you learned something that you learned.
I would say the importance of recognizing that you can't do it all by yourself, especially if you've not been in business before. Like, gather a team of people to help you.
Takes a community,
whether it's
yes.
Finding a good bookkeeper, a good accountant, an HR person. Like, I still do all of that to some degree right now with Bio1, but.
So how did you then transition? Was it from cupcakes to Bio1? Is that kind of how you...
Yeah.
Those are two very different businesses.
Like, what's I'm
They
curious.
are. Well, it all just stemmed from the fact that, my husband and I are both educators. We love teaching, we love educating, we love helping people. So we did that a little bit through the food business, but we wanted something a little more impactful And so we found Bio One, and we thought, wow, this is kind of a unique business.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. Tell us like what
Tell
it
us a
is.
little
Yeah,
bit.
tell us about it. It's very
It's such a
unique.
unique business.
So through Bio One, we offer biohazard cleaning services. So that includes crime and trauma scene cleaning services. So unattended death, suicide, homicide, all types of biohazard cleaning services like homeless encampment cleanup. We've just added fentanyl remediation. We also do water, mold, so many things that we do. And we find that some of those services can be combined into one, especially when we work with seniors who are sometimes unable to care for themselves, either due to an illness or just no one is looking after them. So that's part of what we do. So we got into it just because we knew we could make a difference in people's lives, just like we made a difference working with children. And we've been able to make great connections in the North County community, especially through the Carlsbad Chamber. We love working for the city of Carlsbad Police Department, as well as Oceanside Police Department, City of Oceanside. There's a lot of things that happen
I bet.
at all times of the day and night.
I'm sure you've seen and heard all sorts of things.
We have, and our job is just to respond as quickly as we can. Sometimes that's, on a normal Monday at 10 in the morning. Sometimes it's
10 at night.
this
1 in the
past
morning?
Saturday. It was at, let me think, 1:15 in the morning. There was a situation down at the beach.
Oh, boy.
In Carlsbad that needed to be taken care of during the night so that
Yikes.
the people walking along the beach.
Oh, yeah, it was Memorial
early
Day
in the
weekend.
morning, it was
yeah.
Memorial Day weekend. So no one knows that we're there most of the time. So we kind of like that. We like to be discreet, but that's our role also, to be discreet sometimes.
So you mentioned being active in the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. We were there at the Small Business Awards ceremony, and you were awarded the Community Impact Award this year. So congratulations, and maybe you can share a little bit about that with us.
Sure, that was quite an experience, quite an honor. We've been involved with the Chamber for 4 years now. We've just had this business for 4 years, so I decided to try and let as many people know about what we do, and it was a great experience just knowing that we could share our story of how we help people, help the community, help seniors, help law enforcement, and just let people know that we're here, and that we will take care of them with care and compassion, no matter what the situation is, and do it as discreetly as possible. Because sometimes if something happens in your home, no matter what it is, you don't want other people to know. Because maybe it's a private situation or a tragic situation. So we just try and be really respectful.
And it's interesting because until I met you or learned, like I said, I saw you at the chamber event, and then here we're talking. I really never even thought about it.
I never even thought about it either.
Most people
It's
don't.
kind of interesting. It's like, I'm
Well, and you're so calm, and you've got such great energy. I think
thank
that
you.
definitely this is a great business for you. And
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the Community Impact
Yeah,
Award.
I get a lot of calls, not necessarily for us to go out and do work or provide a service. Sometimes people just call because they need someone to talk to. They're living alone, don't know where to go, need resources. We try and be that.
I think if I was
For
panicking,
them?
I would want to call you. You're so calm.
Thank
You'd be
you.
a great voice of
Well,
reason.
I have to be. I mean,
Yes.
I'm kind of that way, I think, naturally, I hope. But when people are experiencing an emotional crisis or trauma, they want a calm person up at the end of the
They would not want
line
me.
or on the phone.
Just kidding.
Like to be the voice of reason for
Yes.
them and offer advice
And direction.
and
Plan of action.
plan of action.
Yes.
There you go. Absolutely.
As a business owner, what are some, I guess, some myths or misconceptions do you think that people think when starting a business or running a business that you've run into?
Myths.
So you've run a couple of businesses now.
Run a couple. Learn so much from each experience.
Believe that.
That it's easy. Number one, it is not easy. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights, or sometimes early mornings. In our case, if Carlsbad Police Department, let's say, calls us, we are there within an hour.
Wow.
Of being called. So that's what.
So what do you?
That's how we.
So it sounds like you have
how
a doctor
people gain our
hours.
trust.
Yeah. So what do you do for fun?
So I guess the myth or misconception is that it's an 8 to 5 thing, and some businesses are. Mm-hmm. Ours is not. It's not always 24/7 like we advertise on our website, or but sometimes it can be.
But truly, being an entrepreneur is more than a full-time job.
Yes.
Yes.
And I guess the trick is to just try and managing your time a little bit. And like I said earlier, to get help with different areas or aspects of your business that maybe you're not an expert on. Mm-hmm. Like I know I'm not a bookkeeping expert, an accountant.
I want you to say that over and over.
Right? Rachel's like, oh, okay.
I have a tax practice. And
I know.
That's the number one thing. I'm like, please hire a bookkeeper. Even if you think you can do it, please hire a bookkeeper.
And we've gone through several bookkeepers, actually, because
they're not all created equal.
They are not all created equal.
And the misconception is it's just putting numbers into software, and it is
More than
not.
that.
It's so much
way
more than that.
And as we are slowly growing, we're putting more demands on our bookkeeper and our accountant, and trying to just understand how we can run our business.
You need to understand your numbers.
You need to understand your numbers.
You need to understand for planning purposes, for
say staffing and hour and all of that.
absolutely.
Right,
For when you're scaling your business, you have to have accurate records and financials.
Yeah,
for
so
tax
that's
planning.
a big goal for us
Yes.
this year moving forward.
That's
I mean, it
exciting.
always is a big goal, but
But it's a new stretch goal.
it's a new stretch goal.
I love that.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
definitely ties into
For sure.
finance.
So tell us, you mentioned your husband's involved with the business with you. How is that working together, or how's that coming along for you guys?
Well, we're going to be celebrating our 25th wedding
there you
anniversary
go.
next year.
So it's working out.
So it's working out.
Something's working.
Something's working. And, no matter what we do, whether it's raising our 4 children or teaching or being involved in the community or volunteering, we do most everything together.
Okay.
I think that makes us a strong team, strong in our business, strong in our marriage. I'm not going to say it's perfect all the time. A little give and take. And, he has strengths that I don't have. And he knows it. And I know that I have strengths that he doesn't have. And so we just try and work together to make our business be as successful as it possibly can be. And, so we're going to keep moving forward and try and keep growing our business. And we'll see where that leads us.
So you mentioned a little bit about some of the clients you work with. Do you want to share maybe a recent experience or something that may come up that might give us some ideas as somebody that we would that we would come to you for?
Sure. Well, we really like to partner with local agencies, so cities, local governments, nonprofits as well. So just one that comes to mind is a recent partnership that we've started to develop is with Interfaith Services.
Very familiar with them.
And they often have clients who, have a wide variety variety of either mental health issues or financial issues, or no one is caring for them, or it's just like we are one of the pieces of the puzzle, I guess, so to speak, to help the clients and the social workers help them.
So more like a
stay-
resource.
like
for
a
them. Yep.
resource, to be able to live safely in their home or apartment or wherever they're transitioning from. Some of the clients we've helped have been living in their vehicles, which that's kind of devastating if you think about it. And so, we love that we can, like I said, just be a resource for them and clean whatever needs to be cleaned, offer them resources and try and solve some problems, fix some things, whatever they need. So that's been a very fulfilling partnership that we've had.
So what do you do for fun, Michelle?
What do I do for fun?
What do you do for fun?
Besides work. I'm just kidding.
Besides work.
You have 4 kids, and
Yes.
you have a business,
I do.
and you're married successfully for 25 years.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
clearly you probably don't have a lot of free time.
I don't, and I also like to volunteer.
Nice.
So maybe that's what you do
yes,
for fun.
that's your-
Well, it is what I do for fun. Either I volunteer at my church. We're members of Mission San Luis Rey Parish in Oceanside. I think it was mentioned in the video for the for the CBAD Awards. I'm a volunteer for trauma intervention programs of San Diego. So that's another way I can help people. And I just find that by volunteering, I get so much back. I mean, I give of my time and of myself, and I guess my calm demeanor, like you ladies have shared. And with that, we help people sometimes experiencing a trauma, and we're just the emotional support volunteers that are there on a scene so that the first responder can go do what they do best. So I do love volunteering, but for fun, I mean, like everyone, I love to go to the beach and walk and hike and cooking. I do a lot of cooking since I have a big family. I'm a big San Diego Padres fan.
Oh, nice.
So we like to do that a lot, go to games and, just try and stay active and hang out with friends and go eat, go to dinner.
What do you think from your past drew you to helping people who were in a trauma situation? It's not for everyone, clearly,
Right.
and not everyone can stomach it or deal with the emotional response that comes with that. Was there something that you can think about from your past when you were young, growing up, or was this truly just something that is part of your hard wiring?
I think you hit the nail on the head, so to speak. It's kind of just who
just
I
in you.
am. Faith, like I mentioned before, plays a huge role in my life and my husband's life and our whole family. And so being kind to people, helping people, just sharing my time, people really appreciate that. Our world is so busy. I think people just like the extra attention. It could be only for 5 minutes on the phone when I'm
But
talking
they want
to
to be
someone.
heard. Yeah. They want to be
I've
heard.
had conversations with clients for over an hour.
Yeah, some people they don't have anyone to
They
talk
just
with.
don't
They're
have
so
anyone
lonely.
to
Yeah.
talk with.
No.
And so, I give of myself as much as I can. Sometimes I have to cut the call short because I actually have to get to work. But I just really enjoy it.
You sound like a very giving person, and
I try to
yeah,
be.
It sounds like that's.
I get filled up as much as I
Clearly deserving of the
Give to
award,
people.
the Community Impact
Thank
Award.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, it takes a team effort. It's not just me. It's my husband and our small team of
How many?
technicians. We just have 2 full-time right now, and then others who work on a part-time or on-call basis. So we're very small, but we just like to work together and the people that come to work for us, we're kind of picky.
Make sure it's a good fit.
It has to be a good fit.
It has to be a good fit,
because,
It's very particular industry that you're in.
Yeah, we can teach them to do the cleaning aspect of what we do, but you can't teach people to have
compassionate.
empathy and be compassionate and be giving and
Patient, probably too.
and patient. Yes, especially like when we work with people who have hoarding disorder. We're working on a job right now
Oh boy.
where it just takes a lot of patience, a lot of caring, and we get the job done. Yeah.
So tell us a way that we could contact you. What's the best way to find you or contact you in your company?
Sure. Well, I answer my phone, or my husband answers the phone as well, 24/7. So our phone number is 760-429-0729. Or you can email us at info@bio1oceanside.com. You can find us on our website at bio1oceanside.com.
That's how I found you. I Googled
just
you.
Google.
I was like, is this Michele?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And,
great. She
yeah.
does. She picks up her phone.
I do.
Nice.
I do. It's unusual for me right now. I don't have it. Armin has it. So I'm used to having the phone always on me or nearby.
Yeah.
So we don't miss a call. And especially, not every call I get is an emergency, but I never know if it's a first responder calling me. So I have to be ready all the time.
The community is fortunate to have you.
Yeah, thank you
Indeed.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
as we were kind of looking at your company and what you do and having this conversation, I was kind of thinking about how does this tie into planning or kind of the financial world? And what really comes to mind for me was, having an emergency fund. I mean, everybody should have some money set aside for emergencies, whether it be loss of job, a situation, or something that comes up, because you actually need the money to cover these types of services.
Yes.
And so sometimes we don't think about, sometimes you don't think about certain areas, but the reality is having that emergency fund does come up, and when something happens, or even a repair or something, you have that money set aside. So I think, that's from a planning perspective, I see how that ties into what we do.
Absolutely, especially as you age.
Yes.
Especially as you age.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us today, Michele.
you.
You have an amazing story and entrepreneur and just
Mom, and you're a survivor.
Yeah,
and,
there's a lot. You have a lot.
and you just have a beautiful spirit.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
And so every show we end with a quote, and so we'll go ahead and turn that over to Rachel.
Yes. So today's quote is, I never dreamt of success. I worked for it. And you've definitely done that. And that was
Yes,
by
I have.
Estee Lauder.
That is so true. We all have.
Yes.
We all have. That's great.
Well, we've come to the end of our Savvy Woman show. We just want to thank you for joining us. And we have Rachel Ivanovich and myself, Catherine Magana from Savvy Woman Wealth Management. And remember, knowledge is power for successful investing. Never stop learning and savvy up. Please stay tuned for important regulatory disclosures.
Savvy Women Wealth Management is an SEC registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. It is only intended to provide education about the financial industry and how we may be able to assist. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult your financial advisor prior to investing. Any past performance discussed during this program is no guarantee of future results. As always, please remember investing involves risk and possible loss of principal capital. Tax considerations presented may not be appropriate for every individual circumstance. A tax professional should be consulted before making any decisions about your tax liability.